As you guys know, over the last couple of months, I've been focusing a lot of my content on this uptick in crime, especially violent crimes that we're seeing at fast food restaurants, grocery stores, dollar stores, places like Walgreens, CVS, you name it. Because it's become such a problem that I feel like we can no longer ignore it, even though people are trying their hardest. People are trying their hardest to ignore the problem, but it's undeniable. And it's happening all around us, no matter where you live, even if you live in the nicer areas, it's spilling over to the nicer areas. I don't care if you're in a red state or a blue state. This stuff is happening. And people try to act like it's not happening. They walk into the fast food restaurant and they try to pretend like it's normal that they're getting their food served from behind bulletproof glass, right? There's a lot of stuff going on. Everything is being locked behind glass cases and everyone's acting like it's normal, but it's not. It's not. And, you know, I've been trying to point out this problem for a while, but a lot of people don't want to hear it. Because these places, they've become a part of our everyday lives, right? Going to the grocery store, going to that fast food restaurant, McDonald's or something, going to your favorite Dollar Tree. It's become a part of our daily lives, mine too. But the reality is these places are becoming unsafe. Like it's gotten to the point where you're just as safe going to a nightclub as going to the Waffle House. You guys get what I'm saying here? So it's something that we need to call out. But what I'm here to specifically talk about today is a story coming out of Columbus, Georgia, involving a Dollar General manager who was just killed by a customer who was there to buy $1.86 bag of hot dog buns or hamburger buns. They were there for buns under $2. And for whatever reason decided to kill the Dollar General manager right on the spot. And this story is so disgusting. And it's so concerning. Because there was literally no reason to do this. But I'm starting to see more and more stories like this one. Like sometimes, look, we're seeing these violent crimes take place, and sometimes it's because of fights and arguments and stuff like that, which that's not called for either. But I'm starting to see just random attacks just for no reason, out of nowhere. And it appears that's what happened here. But I want to go ahead, I want to roll this news clip. Let's hear a little bit more about this story. And then I'll be right back with more thoughts.
The manager of a Columbus Dollar General store is dead tonight after police say a customer shot her after a small purchase, then later opened fire on police at a separate scene.
That would lead to an officer-involved shooting that left the suspect dead and a police officer and K-9 officer injured. Police reporting tonight that the officer has been treated and is expected to make a full recovery, while the K-9 is still being treated. Tonight, we're learning the identity of the suspect as well. News 8 9's Gabriella Johnson following this story and joins us now live from our newsroom.
And Gabriella, a lot of folks expressing condolences to the family of this Dollar General employee who was shot and killed. What reaction are you hearing tonight?
Well, Jason and Barbara, investigators say that 44-year-old store manager Alexis Hill was shot and killed late this morning. Now, new tonight, the coroner has identified the gunman as 33-year-old Jerome Willis, who was later shot and killed by police after officers say he opened fire on them and a K-9 named Havoc. Hill's family is asking for respect and privacy at this time for the mother of 3 boys. Columbus police say it started inside this Dollar General on Victory Drive just after 10 o'clock this morning. According to Muskogee County Coroner Buddy Bryan, a man came in to buy hamburger buns, $1.58, and handed manager Alexis Hill 2 crumpled $1 bills. He straightened the cash. Bryan says the customer stepped to the side, pulled a gun, and shot her. Bryan pronouncing 44-year-old Alexis Hill dead around 10:45.
She's a sweet person, so I don't know who would do something like that. It's just crazy. their job, she will work her entire butt off for their job, though.
Police say the gunman ran, and a short time later, they tracked him to a second scene near Baker Plaza Drive. At the second scene, Columbus police say the suspect shot an officer and a K-9, and officers returned fire, killing him. He's been identified as 33-year-old Jerome Willis. The GBI is now investigating the officer-involved shooting, but officials say there is no ongoing threat to the public. In a written statement, Alexis's brother is asking people not to use her photos or videos without the family's permission and to report any fake fundraisers or posts trying to profit from her death. He says the family is grateful for the prayers but wants privacy and for her memory to be honored with dignity as friends and coworkers mourn a woman they say lit up the store every day.
And as we mentioned, the GBI is the lead on this case now, and police haven't released any more history or possible motive for the 33-year-old Jerome Willis.
What makes this story so concerning and what makes it stick out so much is that this woman was killed over nothing. And look, we've covered all types of stories on this channel. We talk about people getting killed over basically nothing all the time. We've talked about people getting killed over ketchup packets, napkins, small stupid arguments. And yeah, you could argue that that's people getting killed over nothing. But in this situation, there's no argument. There's no confrontation. It's not like this is a situation where the person was stealing and she tried to stop them from stealing. We've seen people get killed like that before. No, this person had the money for their buns, goes to buy the buns, she's uncrumbling the money, going to get the man his change. Just a routine thing. It's 10 o'clock in the morning at the freaking dollar store. You're just routinely checking someone out. And it just so happens the person that you're checking out is a psychopath that came to kill someone. And I don't even have to look into it. I don't have to waste my time doing research to know that the person who did this is probably a person that had no business on the streets. Because you don't wake up one day, kill a Dollar General manager for no reason, and then get in a shootout with the cops. No, I guarantee you that person had a history. I guarantee you that person probably should have been behind bars. And this is why we need to make mental asylums great again. We need to round some of these people up and throw them into the loony bins. I'm sorry, people have become too sensitive. They have so much sympathy and empathy for these people that they are losing their lives. Okay? They're losing their lives because they're too worried about being sympathetic towards people who want them dead or don't know any better. They're freaking crazy. So we need to get some of these straight up nut jobs off the street. And we have a huge problem with mental illness in this country. And we have so many mentally ill people that they are making other people mentally ill and driving other people crazy. Something needs to be done about it because I'm watching people lose their minds all around me. And the crazies on the streets begging for money, they're increasing. Every day there's a few more. Some of these people need to be rounded up and put away so decent human beings can live their life and go to work at Dollar General without being worried about being blasted away while trying to get someone change for their hamburger buns. That woman should be alive today, and the man who killed her should have been in a mental asylum. So, it just feels like the solutions are obvious, but no one wants to make things better. It's like they're purposely making things worse. And I have no choice but to believe that. I have no choice but to believe at this point that they're leaving these psychos on the streets purposely to make things worse. Because even if that's not the case when it comes to this story, there's still dozens of other stories that I see every day. And 9 times out of 10, the person doing something crazy, ending a bright young life, or even ending the life of a sweet older woman, it's always someone who has no value to their life who shouldn't even be on the streets to begin with. So, this story is so unfortunate, and it's one of those stories where it's like you can't prepare for this, right? You can't prepare for something like this. That woman did nothing wrong. You can't walk away from a confrontation when there is none. You know what I mean? Like, there's no argument. There's no, it's just, they hand you the money, they step to the side, and bam, it's over. Like I said, there's nothing that can prepare you for that. There's no way that you can avoid something like that, really, if you have to go out here in your everyday life. The way that we avoid stuff like that from happening is the criminal justice system does its job and to make sure that people like this aren't out on the streets. But with all of that being said, I'm continuing to just look at all of these stories taking place all around me, at many of these little shopping locations that everyday Americans go to, every day on a daily basis. And the fact that this hasn't really rung the alarm for more people, the fact that more people are not alarmed by this crazy uptick in violence is crazy to me. Because one thing we all have in common is that we all kind of go to these places. And you kind of have to in your day-to-day life. If you want groceries, if you want supplies. So you would think that it would be a priority to make these places safer. But it's not a priority. It seems like it's only getting worse. For now, though, I want to go ahead and hear from you guys, though, down in the comments below. While you're down there, hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe, ring that notification bell, and I'll talk to you all soon in the next one.